Lovely, so welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into this video. So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to share with you guys where a lot of people are reacting to the fact that there are so many people that was actually not aware of what they were, putting themselves into. And I was able to put up some of those stitches. I'm just going to roll it. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into it.
An unemployed Trump voter who said they voted for Trump because he promised to kill Obamacare, but says he hopes Trump keeps his hands off the Affordable Care Act, which he relies upon. Obamacare is the Affordable Care Act. Here's what this guy wrote online. He wrote the following, quote, "I just voted for him because he's going to kill Obamacare. I am unemployed and Obamacare effing sucks. I'd rather just have the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, by itself instead of this communism shit." And then someone responded to him by saying, "Obamacare is the ACA. It is literally keeping you alive. You voted to take away your health care." And then the original poster wrote back, quote, "Why the F do people have two different names for it? Obama equals bad and affordable equals good. I effing hate Democrats." Well, if you remember, it was the Republicans who branded it as Obamacare originally to try to scare people like you. Maybe your hate should be directed at those trying to take away your health care and not the people who are trying to actually save your life. How about that? Here's another story similar to that one. This person writes, quote, "Woman in my mom's group approved of abortion ban, grew a human with her POS husband. Husband now left. She voted for Trump because she is trad." It means like a traditional housewife. "She is now complaining that Trump might take her Social Security because she did not think it applied to her. Only immigrants. I want off this planet." Sometimes, me too. Quote, "So we had a meeting at work with possible tariffs on vehicle parts. We are cutting holiday bonus because we have to stock up on parts. And my fellow coworkers who voted for this to happen had surprise Pikachu face, dumb Fs. One of you shared with us, I personally own a small business in the field of construction, and I could testify that my business has already started preparations for the tariffs. Prior to the election, I had conversations with suppliers and vendors about tariffs. Businesses are preparing. Americans can pretend that the tariffs aren't real, but I promise you that the rising prices and potential layoffs will be very, very real. Thank you." Unquote. A, quote, "family friend that voted for Trump found out that he is losing his job because the company is hunkering down for oncoming tariffs. I laughed in his face and said, 'I told you so.' You could see his heart break. It was glorious." Here's another story. This person wrote, quote, "One of my general contractors I partner with is a Trump guy. We want a new job that will start next year. I just told him I will not honor today's materials pricing past January. He asked why. I said tariffs could cause a 100% increase in the cost of goods sold or more, that I would send new pricing in the spring. He said, but I have to sign the fixed price contract with them tomorrow. And there you have it. One lesson learned, 2 days too late. Too bad. So sad." For Trump are now furious at potential price hikes to their gaming consoles, responding to a story that console prices could skyrocket by 40% due to Trump's victory, and tariffs could make a PlayStation 5 Pro cost up to $1,000. A Trump supporter wrote the following, "This shit better be fake news." Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but none of this is fake news.
I just want to list out some of the Google search trends after the election on November 5th. So number one, we have, what are tariffs? Love. Take my vote back. Project 2025. Did Joe Biden drop out? What does the Department of Education do? Walk-in gynecologist near me. Racist text. Vladimir Putin. Deportation and denaturalization in DACA. Will I lose my health insurance? Trump SA. Is Trump a criminal? Gay marriage illegal. AB deaths. You were supposed to do this fucking research before you fucking voted. Love. Oh my God. No, you cannot take your fucking vote back. Yes, Trump is a fucking criminal. Yes, Trump was legally liable of SA. Fuck. Yes, you will lose your health insurance. Yes, Trump wants to get rid of gay fucking marriage. Yes, Joe Biden fucking dropped out. Oh my God.
I find it so interesting that Trump supporters love saying that liberals are uneducated and Democrats are brainwashed, but somehow y'all are just now finding out that Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act are the same exact thing. You guys are just now finding out that when the man you voted for gets into office, you may very well lose your health care. So many of you say that you voted for him because you love his economic policies, but somehow you're just now learning what a tariff is. You're just now learning that we pay the tariffs on imported goods, not the countries that we're importing the goods from, which means that the prices in America are going to skyrocket if Trump does impose the tariffs that he is talking about. And it could cost the average American family hundreds, if not thousands of dollars per year. Now, people in red states have started Googling, can I change my vote? No! You can't. We have been screaming this at the top of our lungs for months. And you know what we got in return? Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you're an uneducated liberal. Oh, you're a brainwashed Democrat. We are fucked. And you fucked us. Now that some of the people who voted for him are regretting their decision, it doesn't even feel good to say I told you so. Because we are also fucked. We have to live the next 4 years right alongside with you.
I just want to list out some of the Google search trends after the election on November 5th.
Hey, my TikTok friends and family, please go watch his video. Cause them top 5 Google searches after the election, you telling me y'all motherfuckers didn't do that shit beforehand? Y'all didn't go do y'all research before y'all voted? And one of the top searches was, can you take your vote back? No! No! You can't take your vote back. What the fuck? Yes, you're gonna lose your health insurance. Did you not hear him say he does not have a plan? He has concepts. So that means that are thoughts. Illusions. Something that you can't grasp. Touch. Just it's up here. It's not even on here yet. So, why didn't y'all do this beforehand? And see, even though we are a 2-party system, it's like I'm tired of fighting. And I'm pretty sure everybody's just tired of fighting this back and forth shit when we're just trying to get to a better place. As a whole, as humanity, as people, period. And that's why I say that the elite Republicans love to keep the poor Republicans uneducated. Because they love to get over on y'all. And y'all had this tool of Google in the palm of y'all hands. This whole election race. And you waited to after the fact to look up what the fuck a tariff was. And Trump was saying he was going to raise 20 and 60 or 100 to 200% tariffs. He was saying this shit. But y'all never once thought to go look up what a tariff was. And companies are out here saying they're laying off people, closing down, buying products in a year in advance, cutting people's Christmas bonuses out. The effects are already happening. Your votes that you can't take back got America at this position. I hope. No. You know what? No, fuck all that, because I don't hope y'all happy. So what the fuck y'all gonna do to get us out of this shit? What is the game plan? Because we tired of fighting. So what is the game plan? Like, come on now. People got to get in line. We got to get this shit done. We got to move forward. What is the game plan? Y'all got us into this shit. What is y'all game plan? to get us the fuck out of this, because you realize Project 2025 is happening. People are gonna get denaturalized, gonna get deported. Women are losing their rights to bodily autonomy. So what's the deal? What is y'all plan?
Watch his video. Watch his video. He's not wrong. You should have looked that shit up first. We may have the most ignorant electorate in the world. Most of these people who cast ballots have absolutely no idea how our government works. I bet they can't even tell me who the 3 branches of government are. They have no idea how our economy works. They have no idea what things actually affect our economy, who's in charge of it, how shit works in our system. And they... Oh my God. It's going to be a long fucking 4 years. They're in their find out phase, and what sucks is we're all going to be affected by it. We're all going to be affected by it. And my hope is that Trump does enough damage within the first 2 years that the midterm elections help at least stifle what he's able to do. Jesus Christ, people. Jesus fucking Christ. Look shit up before you fucking vote. Yes, Trump is a rapist. Yes, Trump is a fraud. Yes, Trump is a criminal and a convicted felon. Yes to all of that. He's also a liar, a pathological liar, and a goddamn fascist. But good job, America. Good fucking job.
So what stage are we in the fuck around and find out cycle? I think we're slowly getting to the find out stage. I think that in terms of the tariffs, when the Google search for what is a tariff spiked last week after the election, of course, I think people were just kind of in the find out. The true find out will be when they don't get their Christmas bonuses or when they get laid off from their jobs. And I never really cheer for people to lose their livelihoods or anything like that. But you failed to educate yourself. You failed to, find out what this stuff means or look into policy, and you just went with your emotions. And guess what? Making a decision based on emotions is never a good idea. And, also to, MAGA family members getting cut off from other family members. I mean, again, I'm never a proponent of this kind of stuff happening, but people need to protect their safe spaces. And it's not because necessarily of the vote. It's potentially for some people, I think it's a symptom of a bigger problem. Like, for example, I have family members who are Trump supporters who are not a part of my life. They've never actually really been a part of my life. The support and the vote for Trump is only a symptom of a bigger problem. And this is a consistent, I will give them this, they are consistent. And, this is a pattern of behavior. And these are just not necessarily my type of people. These are people that I don't have in my circle. They're emotionally taxing, they're emotionally draining, and they're toxic. So, love that. That's another find out of the fuck around stage. You getting cut off from your family. Love that for you. Maybe you should... maybe you should think twice about, when making a decision that's going to affect the lives of people that you love potentially in that. I guess we're getting into the find out stage. I think the find out is really going to start hitting the fan once Trump takes office. It's already happening. So buckle up, folks. I love that for them. I tell you, I'm going to be sitting here drinking my tea, and I'm going to be, there's going to be a couple of rounds of the I Told You So train, a little bit of Schadenfreude, a little bit of that. And then, I might have, once the coping and the gnashing of teeth happen, I might, I don't know, I might have a little bit of sympathy at some point, but that's going to be really hard to get to that point for me. I don't know about y'all.
You didn't vote just against Kamala Harris. You voted for giving Trump 2 to 3 more Supreme Court picks, thus solidifying the conservative viewpoints of the Supreme Court, which will have negative consequences for generations to come. You did not vote against Kamala Harris. You voted for putting women in more direct danger during and after pregnancy. You did not vote against Kamala Harris. You voted to allow an 18-year-old to die from sepsis instead of her being allowed to get an abortion. You did not vote against Kamala Harris. You voted to strip the LGBTQ plus community of their rights in this country. You did not vote against Kamala Harris. You voted for the further normalization of racist rhetoric that is already going on to devastating effects. You did not vote against Kamala Harris. You voted for giving the presidency to a man who is literally BFFs with the president of Israel and Russia. You didn't just vote against a black woman. You voted against so many other marginalized communities as well. And we will remember that.
Trump campaigned on tariffs. He told all of us that he was going to put tariffs on foreign countries. So now if we do get these tariffs, we will be saying Trump tariffs, and that's going to raise prices across the board. Too bad MAGA voters didn't look this up before the election. So we also get to thank MAGA voters. Thank you, MAGA voters, for Trump tariffs. Now, let's get into this article. Walmart may have to raise some prices if Trump tariffs take effect. And many other retailers will also raise their prices for us as well. Doesn't it just warm your heart right before the holiday season? Walmart CFO John David Rainey told CNBC that new tariffs could force the retailer to raise prices. Lowe's CEO Marvin Ellison said the home improvement retailer is concerned about the risk of higher costs and is already having conversations with suppliers about tariffs. The companies joined other brands and retail trade groups in warning that the tax on imports proposed by President-elect Donald Trump could fuel inflation. Keep in mind, inflation was on a downward trend. It was going down. And we're going to remind everybody, and we'll be able to see the graphs and data when inflation starts ticking back up once Donald Trump is inaugurated. And we will be saying Trump tariffs. Walmart CFO says, we never want to raise prices. In an interview with CNBC on Tuesday, our model is everyday low prices, but there will probably be cases where prices will go up for consumers. Rainey added that it's too soon to say which products could cost more due to the tariffs. Walmart's CFO weighed in on the potential policy change as the largest U.S. retailers beat Wall Street's earnings and sales expectations and hiked its full-year forecast. Lowe's also addressed the risk posed by the tariff proposal as the home improvement company reported earnings on Tuesday. Walmart's and Lowe's comments are the latest warnings from U.S. retail leaders about the potential blowback from the duties. During Trump's presidential campaign, he said he would impose a 10 to 20% tariff on all imports, including levies as high as 60 to 100% for goods from China. On an earnings call, Lowe's CFO Brandon Sink said about 40% of the company's cost of goods sold comes from outside of the U.S., including direct imports and merchandise from national brands. He says tariffs certainly would add product cost. Timing and details remain uncertain at this point. In an interview with CNBC, CEO Marvin Ellison said, like other consumer-facing brands and retailers, Lowe's is concerned about the risk of higher costs. He said it's already having conversations with suppliers about the what-ifs of tariffs as it waits to see what Trump's policy change will ultimately look like. We're not waiting to act. We've got plans in place. We've got scenarios in place, and we're trying to understand the implications. Please understand what that means. If they already have plans in place, they are looking to raise the prices for us. So that means places that use home improvement stuff, houses, apartments. If those prices go up, they are going to make it more expensive for us. You as well, you MAGA people, and all of us. So we're going to have to thank you guys for Trump tariffs. The two companies are not the only major retail stakeholders raising concerns. In a statement earlier this month, National Retail Federation CEO Matthew Shea described across-the-board tariffs as a tax on American families. He said it will drive inflation and price increases and will result in job losses. The prospect of increased prices comes as inflation has moderated in the U.S. after years of stretching consumers' wallets. And on top of the tariffs causing job losses, we have Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy wanting to wipe out whole swaths of government offices. We have union busting. We got all kind of stuff where there's going to be a lot of harm. There's going to be a lot of people in financial dire straits because of this. And we have Trump tariffs and MAGA voters and Trump to thank for that. It's going to be a great next 4 years, right? And we'll take the opportunity to segue into this. Grocery prices are high. Trump's mass deportations could make matters worse. If people don't understand what all of this looks like, what it could look like if he does implement all of the things that he said he was going to do, it's because they're not really even putting on their thinking caps at all. This is all going to look very bad. All right, let's get into this article. It says Americans are fed up with high grocery store bills, and they're hoping President-elect Donald Trump will bring relief. Yet one of Trump's central campaign promises could exacerbate sticker shock at the checkout. On the campaign trail, Trump vowed to bring down prices at supermarkets and across the economy. Deep-seated frustration with the cost of living helped deliver Trump a resounding victory this fall. Soon, Trump's ability to fix America's affordability crisis will collide head-on with another, perhaps more prominent campaign trail promise: mass deportations. Trump has pledged to not just accelerate the deportation of undocumented migrants, but to wage the largest domestic deportation program in American history. He has talked about expelling millions of people. Beyond the moral, legal, and logistical questions raised by this campaign promise, mass deportations threaten to starve key industries of badly needed workers. And perhaps no industry relies on undocumented workers more than the food and agricultural industries. That's why agricultural executives, farm industry officials, and economists tell CNN that if Trump keeps his deportation promises, groceries will get more expensive, perhaps much more expensive. And the crazy thing is, why were they not reporting on this before the election? Why weren't the executives speaking on this before the election? I bet you these people actually voted for Trump too. If you take away those workers, you're not going to have production. There's only one way prices are going to go. They're going to go dramatically higher, says Chuck Connor, president and CEO of the National Council of Farmer Cooperatives and a former U.S. Department of Agricultural Deputy Secretary. The logic is simple. Fewer workers mean less food and higher prices. It would be devastating. Consider that in 2018 through 2020, just 36% of crop farm workers were U.S. citizens and 23% were authorized immigrants. The rest, 41%, held no work authorization, according to the USDA. When cows don't get milked, when apples don't get picked, when fruits and vegetables are not harvested, your supply is going to fall. The federal government has estimated that about 11 million unauthorized immigrants lived in the United States as early as 2022. Nearly 300,000 undocumented immigrants work in the farming and agriculture industry as of 2021, including almost 200,000 in crop production and 66,000 for animal production, according to 2021 analysis by the Center for American Progress. And I will say this here is that some people are saying that the threat of deportation, they're not really going to follow through with it because they know that we need people in agriculture, but they're using this as a way to make it so that these migrant workers or these unauthorized immigrants don't complain about working conditions on these agricultural farms or in these companies. So it's a way to demonize them and be like, well, if you say something, I'm going to get you deported. So it could be a threat to hold over the head of these people. But back to the article, it says, it would be devastating to the agriculture economy, said Fred Lights, who owns a family farm in Michigan that grows blueberries, apples, tomatoes, and cucumbers. There would be nobody to pick the crops, and you're not going to plant anything you can't harvest and sell. It's just basic economics. Light said his farm relies on visas to hire temporary foreign workers, but does not employ unauthorized immigrants. Worker shortages and price hikes. An additional roughly 206,000 undocumented immigrants work in food production, doing everything from animal slaughtering and seafood processing to fruit and vegetable preservation, according to that report. Altogether, an estimated 1.7 million undocumented people work across the food supply chain. There is no question that mass deportation of immigrants will disrupt the agriculture and food processing industries, resulting in severe labor shortages, higher costs, and thus higher prices for a wide variety of groceries. Don't you love it? Won't higher prices help? Isn't that what you wanted? Oh no, you wanted lower prices. Oh, well, this is what we get. Trump's tariffs. All right. Thank you, MAGA. Thanks, Trump. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.
Like, seriously, lovelies, stitches like this keep me wondering. It keeps me wondering what people have been doing before the election. Like, before the election, I know there have been so many, election fevers, so many people doing their own research, which probably I know that people that looks like me actually did their own research. What is it that people were doing before the election, like finding out all of this information after the election is just so hilarious, because you had all of the time in the whole world to make your findings. You have all of your time to actually ask questions, before you can go ahead and do whatsoever that you feel that is right. I posted a video one time and someone left in the comment section that, what would you have people do? Even Kamala Harris is also not a go-go. The same thing applicable to, Trump. And someone replied that in the case whereby the society actually placed two individual on your face, what would you have people do? That is a reply to that question. And she was like, what about a third party? And the thing was like, it's already known that third party might not even get there, unless it takes a lot of people coming out in full force, a lot of campaign and sponsorship in order to make the third party actually do something, or to get closer to winning the election. But the thing is that maybe they do not even have such fans to support and all of that. And now with the Republic and Democrat, people already know the way at which the system works. At least people already experience Republic and people now have experienced Democrat. So, and the system is as if the two parties are just placed on your face, so you just have to choose one. So I think people could have put more effort. All of these people regretting now and trying to be all emotional, they could have taken their time to remove any form of sentiment, not to try to look some picture thing in a way of sentimentalism. They could just make their own research, try to weigh the percentage, or try to weigh the profit from, or what you get, what you stand to get and what you stand to lose. You just have to weigh the two. Then before, when you're satisfied with all of the answers you get within yourself, then you can now come out to cast your vote. Let me take, for instance, the tariff. The tariff was talked about even by Trump. He was saying it during his campaign. He was, talking about it. Even if we already in recession, we already in inflation, things are getting high. But it's as if the way it's going from January, it's going to be skyrocket. When people heard of the tariff, a lot of people were like happy. Oh yeah, it's going to, reduce the cost of living. But it actually takes people that does not want to like get any form of sentiment to really sit down and check and try to like, oh, how is this going to benefit the masses? How is it going to profit the masses? But it's so unfortunate that it's actually people that looks like me that did this homework, this assignment. Everybody was just so carried away. Oh, tariff is going to make, without making your own observation, research, or what have you. It's just coming from Tepe, so anything he says goes. But without you, he said all of the things that he want in his policy, and he's going to implement it. He even talks about the undocumented people being like deportation. He talked about all of the things that people are now wanting to know more about it. Like, this is funny. Because this is something that is already there. It's all in his policy. He said it even during his campaign. He was saying everything. But I don't know, is it that people thought that it was something else? Apart from what it actually is? Like, seriously. During the case of this affordable care and Obamacare, Madam Kamala Harris, correct me if I'm wrong, also said something about that concerning her, during her campaign. She was, I think I stitched the video. She was like, your affordable care right will be taken away from you when you let him in. But people do not even want to listen. People don't care. People were like, oh, what is she even talking about? And now everybody is confused that affordable care and Obamacare is actually the same. And people are just, oh, I want to get rid of, I'm going to vote for him because he's going to get rid of Obamacare. Okay, because it is called Obamacare, so they actually think that the Obamacare will benefit people that looks like me because it's Obama. Like, without realizing that this is actually the same thing, the same policy, the same thing we are talking about. And he already told you guys, we're gonna take it off. And you guys, oh yeah, take it off so that these people will not benefit from it, without even knowing that you are taking off your own. Like, and now every other person that you see, the person is, oh, how do I know? Oh my God, what is this? What did I do? Democrats are this and that, but it all begins with you. You don't make your own research. I am not saying that this other place is better off, but in a situation whereby you just have to choose, you don't have any option anymore, unless if every other persons will just mobilize and every other persons will just, okay, let us all go for the third party, and which is not even possible. Which is not possible. And now look at it's a caricature. It's a caricature. I have seen countless FAFO. People are just confused. People are now asking questions that they were probably supposed to ask before casting their ballot. But they are doing that after they must have done that. Like, imagine, how can I change my vote? Like, are you kidding me? Something that you have already casted already. How do you want to change it? Now, what is tariff? How will undocumented? How is it going to? Are they going to take away my? Oh my God! This is just so much. It's laughable, but at the end of the day, every person is going to be affected. But let us keep our hope alive. I just keep on saying that. Let's keep our hope alive. That might, for people to come out in full force to vote, maybe they have foresight that we don't know, But if not, everybody just have to endure and try to look for a way out of this, Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. Please, if you don't subscribe to this channel, do again a huge favor to click, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Just why not just subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next